mentoring scheme at Imperial we set up now probably about 6 or 7 years ago, and we thought it was very important to have mentoring so that young junior doctors who aren't familiar with research could get guidance from somebody who's not their immediate supervisor.
I was enthusiastic about it because I'd been on the mentoring course arranged by the Academy. I'd had experience of looking after a large number of research trainees, young clinicians myself, so I was enthusiastic about the concept, and I felt I was keen that everyone had the opportunity to have a mentor.
So I was personally involved in the Academy mentoring scheme, and I think it was very valuable because it meant that, particularly when you're at a more senior level in research, you've got somebody who, if you need to, can go and get independent advice that's not related to your research but more about career guidance. And actually mentoring, I think, comes in different forms and different needs. So when you're a junior trainee, you probably need much more guidance actually about how to get the grant funding. And later on, once you become more independent as a clinician scientist, you need mentoring more externally that's actually more about where you're going rather than what the research is about.
I think the key thing is to encourage enthusiasm about the scheme from your colleagues, the people who help. There needs to be some form of administrative structure, because I couldn't obviously do it on my own. I only do it because I have lots of colleagues who are also very enthusiastic, and so it sort of spreads out from there really.
We've had the Academy's initiated mentor scheme for some time now, and that's really well established for all PhD students and particularly for clinical scientists, so everything through from academic clinical fellows through to clinical lecturers and above. What I've noticed much more recently is a little bit of a domino effect. And mentors are now becoming available, for example, to medical students here at Imperial, where it's been identified that a lot of medical students feel a little bit of loneliness and isolation because it's such a huge school. A second area where it's being taken up, and again it's hugely important I think, is for women returning from maternity leave, where juggling, the sudden juggling of childcare and new working hours, etc., can be really quite stressful, and having a mentor who's recently gone through that process is often very helpful.
What it will do is it should bring the best out of your academic trainees. I mean, the idea of mentoring is really to provide sort of advice and support so that the individual, the mentee, maximises his or her potential, does the very best they can. So clearly, if that culture is alive and well in your institution, you should get the best out of your trainees.
I think all institutions should have a mentoring scheme, because whether you're interested in training trainees or not, it's going to be beneficial long term to the institution because you'll get more successful trainees. So I think even if an institution's not that keen, actually if they're thinking selfishly, they need to have a mentoring scheme because their trainees will do better.